And when you're in flow state, all sorts of magic happens in your body. You can increase your neuroplasticity. You can basically rewire your brain. I found community through music my whole life. The vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body, runs from your brain into your gut. You exist in this game as a voice. So that really sort of formed my outlook on what a career could be. You know those throat singers from Tibet that do that deep guttural when we realized that we could get through with popular music, then we knew we were really onto something. So the idea is to alleviate anxiety.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of The Save State. We're really glad that you're here today joining us, and joining me today on the show is Mark Romer, the CEO of Realize Music, and he's created a pretty cool VR game that we can't wait to tell you about. So, Mark, how you doing today?
Doing great today. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It's really good to meet you and to get to talk about this new game that's coming out today. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm excited that today's the day. We've been in development for 2 years on this, and it's been a sort of secret for a long time, and I'm just so grateful to be putting it out into the world.
Absolutely. That's a long time to work on a single project. And so I'm sure that, reaching the finish line here, so to speak, there's a lot of emotions that go into a day like today for you, I'm sure.
No kidding. Yeah. I've been equating this to my due date. It's like when you're waiting for a child to be born, those days tick by very slowly, those last days. It's been very similar experience.
Yeah, well, let's dive right into it, man. Who is Mark Romer? And do you have a music background? What is it that drew you to make a game like this? Or what led up to making a game like this?
I found community through music my whole life. Mm-hmm. Music has been sort of the guiding undercurrent for basically everything that I've done in my life, career-wise. And it started out when I was a teenager. I found the music of the Grateful Dead, and then I went to a concert, and I felt a sense of community that I'd never felt in my life before. I moved around a lot as a kid. My dad was in the Army, so we moved around. The community wasn't much more than 2-year stints, and my immediate family. That was my community. And when I went to a Grateful Dead concert for the first time, I had this physical sensation of belonging, and that hooked me. And I said, man, I want to be part of this. There's magic in this. And it sort of guided my interest and my career ever since. My first real job was at Universal Records back in the old days when they first started Universal Records. I worked there as a college rep while I was in school at Michigan State. And I got to meet all the artists and go on little mini tours in the Midwest with them and help promote them to radio stations and stuff. And then I got a gig at a college radio station, and I had an overnight show, and I just could play whatever I wanted. And I would revel in just playing the weirdest, most out there music for people while they were studying or suffering from insomnia. That was sort of my audience. And it set me on a path. I've done all sorts of different jobs in the music industry. Been an artist manager. I've worked for record labels. I've done radio promotion. I worked for a big independent distributor called CD Baby, the largest independent distributor of music in the world. I've always just wanted to be involved somehow in music. I'm not much of a musician myself, although I do enjoy singing and I enjoy playing. I don't have any aspirations of being a professional. I do it for the joy. I got an opportunity that was presented to me by fate some years ago to work on the Guitar Hero franchise. And that cool. Really set my career off in a completely different direction. And that's sort of what led
I bet it did.
We are right now here today.
The college radio days and the getting to meet the artists, that must have been just, you were on cloud nine probably, as a young guy, getting to meet all those people and
all those different personalities too, all different types of music and different types of personalities that I got to experience through those jobs, those early formative jobs of, that was in the 90s and early 2000s. So that
Yeah.
really sort of formed my outlook on what a career could be. I was in college studying telecommunication and political
Right.
science. And I was like, that doesn't really suit me and my personality. I want to do something that's more creative and exciting.
Yeah.
And the fact that I had those opportunities opened my eyes to the possibility of creating my own destiny.
Wow. That's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I still do a radio show just for
Really?
fun. Yeah, I have a radio show in Canada that focuses all on live music. And
Very
uh,
cool.
yeah, so it's all concert recordings and bootlegs, and I play thematic shows and I talk about what was going on in the world on that day when that concert was being played. And I talk about the audience and the venue and where the artists were at that point in their career. It's really quite fun. There's a lot of
It's
talking, but a lot of music.
like a music history show. That's cool.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I tell the story through the songs and then
Yeah.
I fill in little details.
That, I think that sounds like a really interesting show.
Yeah, I
So,
started doing that during the pandemic because we couldn't go see live
oh
concerts,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
people were hungry for live music, but we didn't have
Uh-huh.
really an outlet to go experience live music. So I started the show that was all live music just to give people a taste of that energy and excitement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kept it going. It's very popular.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so you're doing the radio show thing, and at the same time, you're developing a game.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
I guess you call it a game. I don't know
Game.
a better thing to call it, right?
It,
But it's
it's
what
for like game
inspired.
light. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's no like combat involved, but it's a
No.
music. It's a music game.
Yeah.
What inspired this core concept of Realize Music Sing, and especially as a VR experience, that blends
Mhm.
singing and wellness and
Mhm.
gaming kind of all into this one package. Like, talk me through that inspiration.
You know those throat singers from Tibet that do
Mm-hmm.
that deep guttural,
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah,
thing? They do these deep meditations where they do these chants that are so deep and creates a tremendous vibration in their throat
yeah,
and in their head. Those guys are doing an extreme version of what it is that we're coaxing players to do in Sing. That's the name of our game, is Realize Music Sing. What they're doing is pattern breathing and vagus nerve stimulation simultaneously. So when you make any noise, when you chant or you or you speak or you hum or you
mm-hmm.
sing, you're vibrating your inner ear, and your
Yeah,
vagus nerve runs right behind your inner ear. So you're doing a microstimulation of that vagus nerve, the largest nerve in the body. And it's tied to all sorts of executive function, and it tied very deeply to the autonomic nervous system. And vagal nerve stimulation, that is like the trending health thing right now. And uh, luckily for us, that it's very much on trend at the moment. We started this before that was really trending, but
well, there's a lot of studies about it, right? I mean, how
oh, there's a
it
ton of
has,
science.
can, well, singing itself just lowers your heart rate and in your blood pressure, but stimulating the vagus nerve, right? It alleviate, it like lowers your cortisol, so your stress goes down, and
Yeah,
it
it
boosts your
relieves
immune
anxiety.
system, and endorphins are released, and it has like anti-inflammatory properties to it. So there's it can even improve your gut health, right? So
Exactly
there's
right.
like
It
all these
runs
things.
the vagus nerve is the longest nerve in the body, runs from your brain into your gut,
Hmm.
and and runs by almost every major organ on its way down. Calming the vagus nerve by stimulating it has a carry-on effect physiologically, but also mentally
Yeah.
as well. But when you reduce cortisol and you alleviate anxiety, the brain chemistry changes. And so what we're doing with this game is we're encouraging you to sing, which gets you breathing in a patterned way, deep breathing. The more you belt out a song, the deeper your breath and the more stimulation of the vagus nerve. So those two things in combination with each other is the secret sauce of flow state. And when you're in flow state, all sorts of magic happens in your body. You can increase your neuroplasticity. You can basically rewire your brain. So, I mean, it's very, very interesting science. And there's a ton of research that's been done on the mental and physiological benefits of singing. And,
what's the most?
You could just take a Google search at, for health benefits of singing, and it'll return, hundreds and hundreds of peer-reviewed scientific studies on like PubMed, articles in Washington Post and New York Times. It's a well-researched topic, and it's becoming a more popular topic to be researched. There's tons of music therapy out there. It's a degree program at many prestigious universities now, music therapy.
And what's your favorite health benefit of it? Like the maybe the one that shocked you the most when you learned about it. What do you have, one that like really stands out in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's stress reduction.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I'm in a relatively high stress job, and I find that singing in a regular practice helps me to be grounded and balanced in that way. Cool. Yeah, absolutely. But the chemical reaction that happens in your brain when you sing, that's miraculous to me. And that's very interesting. I'm not a scientist, but I do read these scientific papers and studies as part of my job. I want to be able to take this and do studies with our game, to see
that would be cool.
Far we can take the health benefits of this thing.
All right. So you've created this game. You know about the health benefits. I'm sensing a link between these two things, right? So why, maybe why is not the right way, but what is the mission of this game? What is the goal?
The goal is to reach as many people as possible, to demonstrate to them that music is medicine, that it is good for them. The throat singers that I mentioned earlier, and yogic chanting and oming and all of these things that have been done for thousands of years, they've sort of been reserved for folks that do those regular practices. People who meditate regularly, or people who practice yoga, or people who do chanting. They're the ones who've had the opportunity to experience the state that you get to when you do this practice. And when we realize that you can get there with popular music just the same as these new age songs, or yogic chants that have been passed down through lineage over thousands of years, you don't need to do new age music to get to this state. You can get there singing a Tom Petty song or a Billie Eilish song. And that to me was the light bulb went off. And I'm like, if we can show people that they can get to this state that everybody is seeking, whether they know it or not, this state of well-being and relaxation, where when you get there, you become more creative. It relieves all of the tension and pressure so that you can actually create on a level that stress keeps you from. When we realized that we could get there with popular music, then we knew we were really onto something. And I wanted to make sure that we have every opportunity to demonstrate that for just regular people who like regular music, that maybe would never step foot in a yoga studio, or, have heard about meditation, but, it's intimidating.
Well, I think it's interesting that, and I wasn't planning on really going this direction with this today, but along those lines, I think it's interesting that so many religions have singing as a part of what you do, and it's incorporated in, and there is something, cathartic maybe is the word, I don't know, but of when you're together with a group of people and you sing and you just kind of, I don't know, even just riding in your car, down the road, and you know what I'm saying? Like there's something
absolutely know
you can
exactly
tell, you can feel, you feel better. There's something to it where you just,
And the thing is, you're right. Most religions have chanting or singing as part of the ritual. And in fact, all humans used to sing. It used to be part of our way of communicating and storytelling. That's how stories were passed down, through song. And at some point in modern history, we stopped singing. Singing became reserved for those who were professional or who had a natural, innate gift for that.
Yeah.
80% of people will not sing in front of one other person. There is the number one fear that folks identify is the fear of public speaking. The singing is right there with that, more than the fear of death. And you asked why VR. This is why VR, because VR is innately a personal experience. You are alone in this universe that you find yourself in when you put the headset on. We wanted to take away that self-consciousness that comes with singing. If you're in your home and you're in the shower and you are alone in the house, you're going to sing completely differently than if there's someone in the kitchen across the house who could maybe hear you. There's something in our psychology that holds us back. It's a fear of being exposed. There's a self-consciousness that comes with that. And one of the magic elements of Realize Music Sing is that when you put the headset on, you lose your environment. Of course, you're transported into a new environment. We've created these worlds that you can sing in that are absolutely gorgeous and detailed. But so you're no longer in your living room. You're in, underwater in Atlantis, for example, or you're standing on an alien moon, or you're on a Scandinavian plain looking out at the vast expanse. But you look down, you don't have a body anymore. You lose your body as well. And you exist in this game as a voice. And you can see your voice represented in the world. And your voice changes the environment that you're in. The more you sing, the more your environment changes as a result of your participation. Your voice, you see the lyrics projected into the sky, and your voice travels to the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's really remarkable. And when folks are free of that self-consciousness that comes with singing for 80% of us, myself included, you sing differently. And when you really sing, when you really belt it out, that's where the real benefits start to come into play.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting statistic. I guess that's why so many, karaoke is in bars, because you you get a little tipsy and you let go a little bit and you loosen up and
liquid courage. Yep.
Yeah. So you're more willing to sing. But I'll tell you this, my wife, she must be a statistical outlier. And one of the reasons I fell in love with her is that I do have a fairly good singing voice. I've been told, but she does not. She cannot carry a tune in a bucket. She's one of those people. And but she would sing in front of me, and I had dated other women who wouldn't. They just wouldn't do it because they're like, no, you can sing. And they were self-conscious about it. But she would sing, and she just sings. She just belts it out. And she doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I love that, and I love the fact that she just feels free to do that, and I admire that about her.
Somewhere along the line for most of us, and this typically happens when we're children, someone somewhere along the path of our evolution says, maybe you shouldn't sing, or, oh, honey, you're not a singer. And those seeds get planted so deep within our psyche that they remain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can recall that happening with me as probably a 5-year-old, and it's still in there. And those things, they stay. Those words of disencouragement, they remain. And that's what keeps us from using our voice. This is our instrument. We're born with it. Everybody's born with this instrument.
Yeah.
And the thing is, everyone can sing.
Yeah.
Everyone can sing. But that little voice in there keeps us from doing it. And that's a real shame. And that's what we're trying to overcome that for folks and give them an opportunity to really feel what it feels like to sing, not as a performance, not to impress other people, but just for themselves, for the sheer joy of it. And you'll feel it when you get into the game and sing. There's this phenomenon called frisson. Have you heard of this?
No, tell me about that.
Frisson is the experience that you get when you really connect with a piece of art or a piece of music, where you get the chills and you get
Mm.
goosebumps. You know
Yeah.
that feeling?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
that feeling is pure connection
Mm-hmm.
on a spiritual level with the music that you're listening to. Well, that experience, which is sort of an anomaly, it happens every so often, right? Like, oh, you recognize it, and you can think back to when it happened the last time, because it doesn't happen that often. It's a big deal when it does happen. That
Yeah.
happens frequently while people are playing this game. And that's how I know that we're onto something really special, because almost everybody, to a person, reports having that experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. And also, here's another thing. Music consumption, as consumers, we take in music as we consume it, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
passive. You turn on the radio, music is coming at you. You listen to it while you're doing other things. A more intimate version of that would be you put on an analog vinyl record and you put on headphones, and that's an even more directed, intimate experience, but it's still passive. You're receiving the
Yeah.
music. The next level up would be going to a concert and you're amongst other people and the band is there playing live. That experience of frisson is much more likely to happen in that environment, but still it's passive. You're receiving something that's coming toward you.
Yeah.
What we've created puts you inside the music and you're participating with it. And so it's not just a passive experience of music, it's participatory, it's very intimate, and you are co-creating your visual experience by using your voice. And that
Mm.
puts you in a really intimate relationship with that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I have felt that feeling. I didn't know it had a name.
Frission.
Wow, that's cool.
Frisson. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, we entertained calling the game Frisson, but
Really?
it's a
Okay.
little obscure. That one got thrown out in the first round.
So how do you even begin to make a game like this? Like, I'm sure you had people that you worked with. I'm
Oh yeah.
assuming. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We have a big team.
Yeah.
Um, many starts and stops, many iterations. It's changed so much in the 2 years that we've been in development, trying to find the right way to build mechanics that are worthy of the biggest songs in the world, and
Yeah.
that give you that experience, that frisson experience, without making you feel seasick. Or some experiences in VR feel very odd, they feel very unnatural. We wanted this to have the opposite effect. So the idea is to alleviate anxiety, not
Right.
to encourage anxiety. So it's a low pressure experience. It's very psychedelic, actually. Many starts and stops is the short answer. We have a development team that are the best in the business, and we're distributed all over the world. Our engineering team is based in Scotland, but we've got folks in like six different countries that have worked on this game.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, music brings people together no matter where you're from. Yeah.
It totally does. And the thing is, everyone's taste in music is different. It's like your fingerprint,
Yeah.
We all have this constellation of different artists and styles of music that make up our own individual taste.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have something in there for everyone, not to dictate through a limited playlist of like 30 songs. Here's the music that we feel is therapeutic and good for you, that you will enjoy singing. We took a very different approach to the music licensing for this game. We wanted to have something literally for any person that wanted to come in here and try this. And so that's what we did. We went and we secured blanket license deals with the 3 major labels in the world. So we've got Sony, we've got Warner Music Group, and we've got Universal Music Group. And what that does for the music selection, we have more music
Opens
than
it up
any
to
game ever. Yeah, we have over 1 million songs.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So there's literally something for everyone. So what's therapeutic for one person might be Celine Dion, and what's therapeutic for another person might be Metallica or Ministry or Radiohead or Tom Petty. So, whatever your taste in music is, whether it's hip hop or pop or country or rock or classic rock, we've got something in there for everyone.
That's great. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. So, but this is even more than just like karaoke in VR. I mean, like there's more to this game. So tell me about how you, at some point, you all went beyond to just singing. Because when you enter into the arena, let's call it, there's a mic in front of you, and you pick it up, and you can, sing into this virtual microphone. Mm-hmm. But you've also added a paintbrush. Mm-hmm. You've also added drumsticks and drum pads. Mm-hmm. When did those come into the picture, and why did you decide to add those things?
We were talking about what do you do during those instrumental breaks? And what about songs that don't have lyrics that people love and want to play? Lots of video game soundtracks have no words to them, and people love to listen to those and do so in an environment with beautiful visuals. And we came up with the idea of putting drum pads was a no-brainer. So we put these drums that you can move around anywhere. You can put them anywhere you want. And there's a haptic response when you hit the drums in the controllers. Mm-hmm. And then painting was added next. And that really changed things for me and for many of the users. They love painting. And, some of my favorite VR applications are art creation applications. Oh, really? Like I love Tilt Brush so much. I think it's one of the coolest things ever. But I'm also, very visual person. I like to create stuff. And I thought having something to do other than just drumming and singing would be a smart move, because it gives people a reason to come back over and over again. It creates a different experience every single time you play, because you're never going to make the same art 2 times in a row. You can't. And we've got a bunch of different brush heads, and I think 13 different colors that you can paint in. And some of the paint effects are audio reactive. So you can paint whatever it is around you, and it undulates with the music.
That's so cool.
Which is really cool too. And I've seen clips of folks creating incredible works of art in the game. I'm not one of those people. I'm doing very basic stuff, like creating patterns that vibrate and undulate with the music. But some folks that are skilled in that way, I've seen a giant floral arrangement that was painted over the course of a 3-minute and 30-second song. It's pretty
That's
wild.
Crazy. Yeah. Wow. It's crazy to me how creative people are.
Oh yeah.
I can't, I couldn't do that. I'm like a stick figure kind of guy.
Like most things, talent is part of the equation, but practice is really where it's at,
Yeah.
Even the best artists and musicians, they're practicing hours a day.
Yeah.
Even the established ones. Don't sell yourself short. You might be a great artist in the making.
I've painted through a few Bob Ross episodes. I can do it if I have some guidance, but
I want to just tell you what the experience is, just in a brief nutshell.
Sure.
For folks who haven't tried it yet. And I encourage folks to download the game and try it. You could try it for free. It's released today on the Quest platform. You can go in there and try 12 different samples of 12 different songs to give you a taste of what the environments look like and what the features look like and what it feels like in there. They're short little clips that give you a pretty good taste of what you're going to get. And then we also offer a subscription, monthly or yearly subscription that gives you access to the entire catalog. For folks who don't prefer a subscription, you can purchase individual songs or song packs. And so cool. We've got a little something for everybody. If you don't feel like subscribing, you can buy individual songs. But
that's great. Everybody wins.
The real value comes in the subscription, because you've got access to over 1 million songs versus, whatever you've purchased in your little catalog.
Yeah.
But we wanted to have something in there for everyone. You could build playlists. You could share playlists. We've got some cool features that are coming. We have a vocal stem separation that's coming later this year, where you'll be able to isolate the singer's voice. Oh, I should mention, all of the songs that are in this game are the original master recordings of those songs. It's the real artists singing with you. It's not karaoke versions where it's in the style of Billie Eilish. It's actually Billie Eilish singing.
Yeah.
And in the vocal stem separation, you're going to be able to dial down the voice of that singer, so you can take the lead as the lead vocalist, or you can sing harmonies with that singer.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. We've added a bunch of gamification tools in there, so you could track your progress and you could see how you're doing on the leaderboards for specific songs. Compare yourself and your progress with your friends.
People love leaderboards.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I think that was a really smart move to have the leaderboards in there, for sure.
Yeah, that's what people were asking for. We're listening to all of our players. We welcome feedback, and we've been developing this thing for 2 years. We're in it. We're like inside the bubble of it, and so it's really great to get feedback on the Discord from folks that weren't involved in the development, that see it from a very different perspective. They've got ideas that we hadn't even thought of, and we take all of those ideas to heart. I feel like good. It's a collaborative effort with the players and the developers.
Yeah, it's always good to hear when a game studio is like, yeah, we're going to listen to our play testers and really take their feedback to heart, because some teams don't do that. And usually it hurts them more than anything. So that's good to hear that you listened to feedback and made adjustments and added things that needed to be there or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, we're grateful for the feedback and welcome it. We have a Discord community where folks put in all sorts of great feedback. That vocal stem separation, that came from user feedback.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Mark, I so appreciate you being here to talk with me today and to tell me all about Realize Music Sing. Tell us one last time where we can get it. And, it's out today, November 13th.
Yep. As of today, November 13th, you can download and play Realize Music Sing on the Meta Quest platform.
Nice.
Yep. And it's free to try. And I hope you'll give it a shot and let us know what you think. Join our Discord community, follow us on the socials, and we're going to be adding new content every single week as new releases come out. Just like on Spotify, they land on our service as well. Wow. We'll be releasing new worlds and new features as we go. This is a live ops game, so it will continue to improve with user feedback and new music all the time.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love that the mission is to really help people's mental and emotional health and well-being. I think that's, man, there's nothing better you can do than to help people out like that. So yeah, you got any closing thoughts or like words of wisdom for the audience today before we sign off here?
Well, for those who have felt it, we know that music is medicine for the body and the soul. And it is our mission to bring that experience of connection with music to everyone. I want everyone to have that experience and that feeling to connect with music on a really deep level. And to be able to share that is absolutely what we're all about.
Well, thank you all for joining us today. Go check out Realize Music Sing on the Quest Store today. There'll be a link in the description, so to make it really easy for you to get right to it. Stay kind and encouraging out there, and we'll catch you on the flippity flip.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Bo.
You're welcome.